MartiniInTheMorning.com, a song that Freddie Cole first recorded. Has anybody else done that?
Not that I know of. I think
I should turn on your microphone so you can answer me.
There we go.
Russ Lorenson on MartiniInTheMorning.com. Welcome back.
Thank you.
The new album is called In the Holiday. You like Christmas, don't you?
I love Christmas. You know, and I'll tell you,
you've done 3 albums.
Three albums, 2 are Christmas.
2.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, when we did the Indiegogo campaign for this, you have to do that video that talks about why you want to do what it is. And what I love about Christmas music, you were talking about it earlier. I was listening on my way in from the airport, talking about Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, all the great classics. All had these wonderful Christmas albums. It was the golden age of Christmas music, that's what we were after with this album.
Christmas is a fun time. Mother Miriam's people, on the other hand, are you drinking already?
Well, wait a minute. To get started, before we get into it, we should have our toast.
This will make the interview much more interesting.
That's true. So let's toast.
I don't know. The host is drinking a virgin.
Yeah. Well, here's your virgin.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
That's why we have Mother Miriam sitting over there. Only virgins are able to sit over here.
Drink your.
I hear way too much about your conjugal visits to believe that.
Those are over. Okay, we're toasting this.
All right, because I can't say it. So this is called a Christmas
in San Francisco.
Who made this up?
Me.
Oh,
this is my own special thing.
But you did a song called Christmas.
I did, and so I made a cocktail.
We're toasting. Thank you for coming from San Francisco.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for bringing these yummy things. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you for being a
fella.
Oh. And thank you for being such a big. You and Daniel are big supporters of Martini in the Morning. Al, the engineer, will call it
peppermint.
The moment that Mother Miriam is officially broken.
No, this is so. Let's go on.
All right.
Mother Miriam's children are listening.
I'm sorry.
Stephanie and Greg are out there.
Yeah, they're keeping it.
Keep shut your mouth.
They're keeping an eye on their mom.
I'm sorry I interrupted. You have the floor now.
Oh, what was I talking about?
We were talking about all it takes to make the.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys did a Kickstarter, right? Yeah, well, that's what we went with the Indiegogo because at least we got to keep what we raised. We only raised half of what we needed for the album. It came out great. We've gotten so many amazing reviews and tons of airplay around the world. Including Martini in the Morning. So it's been really, really wonderful. Downbeat Magazine gave us 4 stars. We're going to be listed next month as one of the best albums of 2015.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's super exciting. But it takes a lot.
Wonderful.
And so, part of my visit here today, Mr. Martini Man, is to give a worldwide shout out to people who gave at a certain level to our campaign.
Absolutely.
We named all our levels after reindeer. So these are the people who gave at the dancer level. They got a note in the liner, the liner notes on the album. But I want to give your worldwide shout out. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Hello. I don't know which one's on. Over there. Cool. All right. So we're gonna rip through this quick. Tracy and Roland Ambrose, thank you. David Ball, thank you. Desmond and Carl, I love you, and I love your rum balls, by the way.
You love his rum balls?
Don't go there. Don't go. Let it go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Desmond always brings rum balls to my concerts, and one of them is like drinking a shot. They're insanely good.
We get the message.
Yeah. Michael Blaisdell, old friend, thank you very much. Jennifer Essex in North Carolina, thank you. Uncle Tony Garcia in Texas, thank you very much. Austin and Alan in Florida. Vicky Lim and Ron Martin. Lisa Ann Sugimoto. Al Moye. Cassie, my cousin-in-law, my best buddy Steve Vaught, and my other best buddies Wes Wilson and Greg Hales. Thanks to all of you for giving at the dancer level and making the album possible.
Okay.
Making an album these days is not an easy task.
No.
And you went with Indiegogo. There's Indiegogo. There's Kickstarter. There's
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them that are like specific niche ones for music But Indiegogo and Kickstarter are really the 2 big ones for this kind of thing.
So what made you settle on Indiegogo, aside from the fact that with Kickstarter, as we learned the hard way, unless you raise the entire amount, you get nothing.
That's exactly why we did it. The other nice thing that frankly, we did this very quickly. I didn't realize when we started the process, things had changed in the 10 years since I had done my last album, and we had to have the Gold Master into the label by the end of April. And for a Christmas album. For a November release. We had to get it out and get it in the book. So when we started this in January, we're thinking, okay, we have plenty of time. We'll have time to raise the money, blah, blah, blah. And we ended up, it was down to the wire. And the nice thing about Indiegogo at the time was that they would pay you as the money came in.
They don't now?
They don't now.
Oh.
And they changed that in the middle of our campaign.
Ooh.
So the nice part about Indiegogo, I will say, they changed it. They owned up to the mistake, and then they waived all of their fees for me because those funds they take 10%.
Right.
So they waived all of that for making the mistake. So we didn't get the money until the end. So a lot of people floated us for the month of April and May until the money came in.
So you named this. You named your first album after this drink, or you named this drink after your first album?
No, the first album was What I Want for Christmas, and we recorded Christmas in San Francisco on it, and this drink was named after that song.
Well, it's a good drink, whoever it's named after.
Any drink's a good drink.
Yeah.
All over the world. Merry Christmas, everybody!
MartiniInTheMorning.com, Russ Lorenson from his album, new album, In the Holiday Spirit. I meant to play Christmas in San Francisco in honor of this drink that we're having.
So the drink's working.
Yeah.
Even though yours is virgin.
Must be. It's MartiniInTheMorning.com. We play the Sammy Davis Jr. version and get tons and tons of requests. That's a very special song for you and for San Francisco.
Yeah, well, because that was done with the San Francisco Boys Chorus, who were so great. We didn't even rehearse together. They rehearsed on their own. I did my thing. We came to the studio, and I had already laid down my track, and they came in and just did it. They were awesome.
So did you meet them?
Well, I was there while they did it, but I had we'd already laid all my tracks down.
You do it today.
Yeah.
Everything is separate.
Yeah.
This album is a labor of love for you. I mean, we talked at the very outset that you love Christmas, but my family and I know this even Mother Miriam's family when Santa, what's the name? Santa Friedman.
Santa Friedman
comes to the house.
Yeah.
Families have traditions. We have. In fact, I talked about one over the weekend. We went out and got the Christmas tree Monday after Thanksgiving, and for the apartment in Boise, and we used to have a tradition. The youngest member of our brood, our 5 kids, put the angel on top of the Christmas tree. Well, Bailey now has a family of her own. She's in Italy on our way home. By the way.
And you couldn't wait for Charlotte to get here.
Finally, and every family has a tradition. And when I was a kid, my mom and dad would roll out the Christmas albums, the Andy Williams, the Bing Crosby. I was telling Dina Martin, I can remember my mom was a huge Dean Martin fan, and all his albums were in the back of the record cabinet, and they would come out at Christmas when we were decorating the tree. Your family the same?
Absolutely the same. Yeah, I mean, in fact, we did covered 2 Dean Martin songs on this album from his Winter Romance album, which was a fantastic Christmas album. But we used to, the one that I always remember my mother just cherished, and we weren't allowed to touch it, was the Johnny Mathis Christmas album, where he's in that ski sweater, like that fake, studio set.
I have something to say to you Gentile people.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Mississippi years ago, I had many Gentile friends who I loved and adored.
They used to invite you over to decorate the Christmas tree.
Eve, they would get the tree, and Christmas Eve was the night that we decorated the tree. Now all of you Goyim start to do it the day after Thanksgiving.
No, I'm with you. So
I don't understand that. You lose the joy and the fun of Christmas Eve.
My family always
decorating the tree.
Shortly after Thanksgiving.
Oh no! See, so I think part of it was that my parents, we grew up quite poor, and so what would happen is my dad would go on Christmas Eve after we went to bed. They'd go down to the half price lot,
get the tree,
and get the tree.
One year I did that with my kids.
They'd bring it back and decorate it.
That was the most fun doing it Christmas Eve because that's when the kids, they can get.
Well, we were told Santa brought the tree. That was part of our tradition.
that's a
And so we'd
lie.
wake up in the morning and
Santa
What?
Friedman.
Yeah.
What?
No, he doesn't bring the tree. But I think that's the joy of it. Now, the day after Thanksgiving, people put up the tree, and then by the time Christmas Eve comes around, the tree is already dried up, and
Like you.
it loses
I knew you were going
all of its wonderful things.
We went out. My first wife and I. The kids were very little. We were very, very poor, and I was a poor radio disc jockey, and we were living in.
I see you've come so far.
Yeah.
Where's
thanks.
your sign?
We were. This is a nonprofit
Here it is.
organization. We didn't plan it that way. It just happened.
No, they can't read it from there. We can just leave it there.
But we went out to, there was a lumber yard that was open Christmas Eve in Colorado Springs, and it was snowing, and we went and bought.
Snowy.
And I remember telling the guy the tree was like $10,
Yeah.
and I said, "Well, you take a check."
Ooh.
So he knew I didn't have any cash.
And he knew there was no money behind that check too.
Like our rent check this month.
Right.
And he
okay.
said, "Here, Merry Christmas."
Aw.
And he gave us the tree. I have remembered that.
But don't you feel really
And we
truly,
decorated the tree, and the kids got up the next morning, and there was a tree.
blah, blah, blah.
There were
Okay, fine. But don't you feel that decorating the tree the day after Thanksgiving is not the same?
Well, not everybody
as
does that. Like
decorating
Danny and I haven't put our tree
Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas, because I used to do it with my friends. Christmas Eve was so
It's all about you.
special. No, it was about everyone. Christmas Eve was so special that we spent the evening decorating the tree
and getting drunk.
and then putting presents under the tree for the
Did
kids.
you get drunk?
And now, yeah. And now you put it up that by the time Christmas Eve comes, you got to throw
fire
it away.
hazard.
Because, yeah, it's a fire hazard. So I don't understand Gentile people. I don't.
You know, when I was growing up, I thought Gentiles were lizards. Just if we're talking about old memories.
Speaking of old memories,
well, I made my point, and I'll bet you agree with me. don't
you
you
said you did
Yeah.
some Dean Martin songs.
Yeah, we did
Winter
Winter Romance and Christmas Blues are both off of Dean's.
Winter Romance. I'm
Winter-
not familiar with that song.
Oh,
Winter
yeah,
Romance.
it was on
It's
the
the title cut.
It was the title cut from his album, and it was on the top 100, Dean's version.
You know, he died Christmas Eve. That's very sad to know.
So did
But
Eartha Kitt.
he died. She did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know that he did.
Russ Lorenson on MartiniInTheMorning.com doing a song that Dean Martin
Yeah.
made famous.
I never will forget.
MartiniInTheMorning.com. Okay, Mother Miriam is officially broken. I'll call it.
No, I'm not broken. I'm just telling you the truth. I want Mariah
I was just telling you the
I
truth.
went rah, 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 rah.
I want Mariah Carey's Billionaire. Why should she have him and I don't have him? I don't get it. You know, I don't
Do I have
get
to
it.
explain it to
Wow.
you?
Don't you opened yourself up for that one?
I
Russ,
know I do.
you want to explain it to her? or
No,
you
no,
want
no,
me
no.
to?
Why don't
I'm the
you?
president of the fan club. I'm not allowed to explain
That's
it.
right. Listen, she's not so great. She's okay. But,
MartiniInTheMorning.com. Mother Miriam is officially broken. You can call it at 9:48. One Christmas in San Francisco, and she is.
It's what I tweeted. You know,
Listen,
Martini's on the radio. What could go wrong?
I needed this to yes, I did. I needed this for many reasons, and Brad knows the reasons, and thank God he shut his mouth.
Well, you're
So
tempting
far.
fate.
I'm
You-
not
Yes,
allowed to talk
I am.
about.
You're
Oh.
not even. Not even. It's just been a very difficult couple of days for me. He understands. And of course, if he discusses it, he realizes that he will be alone from here on in.
It'll be my balls going to your concert without me. It's MartiniInTheMorning.com.
Yes,
Good
it
morning.
is.
It's Russ Lorenson, his new Christmas album.
When is the show? You're doing a very big show.
Yeah,
in a
well,
few
this
days.
is our. I've been really fortunate. This year is my 10th anniversary as a nightclub performer. I mean, I've been performing since I was 7, but I started doing cabaret and jazz as a standalone guy 10 years ago, And I've been really honored that Feinstein's in San Francisco honored me with a year-long celebration. So this will be our 5th show this year, all different. So we did my very first show. We did, the Tony Bennett show. We did a Bobby Darin show. We did a Barry Manilow show. And I really was in Manila, by the way. I know you kept saying I wasn't, but I really was in Manila.
Bette Midler's nickname for Barry Manilow, Manila.
I kept texting, no, I'm really here. And then, so this is our 10th anniversary Christmas in San Francisco concert.
You've done it at many venues in San Francisco.
Yes, but
over the years,
clubs open and close.
Feinstein's at the Nico.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Oh, it's the best room in town.
But do you change the show? Or are you the same?
Oh yeah,
show
well, like this year is no. We every year I make a point of adding a new song at least. There are favorites. People have made this a Christmas holiday tradition. Right. People go out of their way. Like, we have the Nutcracker at the ballet, and we have Christmas Carol at ACT, and people come to this show and make it a part of their holiday. So yeah, we change it up this year. It's really different because we're celebrating the release of the CD. So we're doing most of the songs from the CD, which we've never done in public before. Right. So we had our first rehearsal last week with the big band, and it was awesome. So we'll have a 16-piece big band.
When is it going to be?
It's a week from today. It's completely sold out. So there's
week from it is.
Oh yeah, we sold out December 1st. Really? Yep. So
isn't that great?
Yeah, it is great to not have to worry about it. But yeah.
What time is this show?
Show is at 8:00 on Friday night.
8:00 on next Friday night.
Don't show up because it's sold out.
It's sold out. Yeah. There will be no walk-up tickets. We're completely sold. And the problem is, if you've never been to Feinstein's, it's 140 seats. It's a very intimate club, and we have to remove 6 seats for my Christmas show because we have the big band. We have 16 pieces on this stage that's about as big as your booth here.
Does Mikey ever show up?
Michael will be there, not at my show. No, he'll be there. He's doing New Year's Eve and I don't know, 3 or 4 shows at the end of the month.
I thought maybe he would show up at your show, but he's so busy. As a matter of fact, I think he's here or he's in New York.
I think he's in New York.
I know he just goes from one place to another.
54 Below.
What a fabulous person he is. I just
thank God for him that we have this room, and thank God for the Hotel Nico. I mean, they have provided this space. Mitch Eaton, who is the programming guy there, is fantastic, and I've just been so honored that we've
First
been
time I ever stayed at the Nico in San Francisco, I wondered why there were 2 toilets in the bathroom.
One was a bidet.
Bidet.
A bidet.
Yeah. A bidet.
A bidet.
Well, it's surprising because it's a Japanese hotel, and that they don't have the Japanese toilets.
Right.
What's the Japanese? Not that we want to talk about toilets.
Well, but it's an all-in-one. So the Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The French have a bidet.
Very
the Japanese
European,
are very smart and have it all in one.
Boodle doodle. And we don't have anything here in America.
We have Cottonelle.
Yeah.
What do they call it? The Freshy Fresh?
It's martinyinthemorning.com. Russ Lorenson, so what was your admonition to your team when you did this album?
Everybody who was involved, from the boys chorus to the engineers to Kelly, my musical director, my amazing musical director who wrote the charts. It's Christmas 1959. Put that in your head and keep that feeling. And so there was a lot of, kind of. You were what?
I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're only 29 now. How is that possible?
I fell asleep.
But yeah, it was. We wanted to make an album that would fit in a collection with Bing and Dean and Frank
and Andy
and all of those. And so we most of the tracks on the album, I will be honest, I stole from last year's Christmas countdown from Martini in the Morning. I started making the list because they were the songs I wanted to do.
You were checking it twice.
I did check it twice. But I mean, we have a tune that was originally by Julie London. We have 2 tunes by Dean Martin. We have a Louis Prima. We have some new songs. Johnny Blue, God bless you. Mwah. my friend Johnny Blue, who he and Bob sold me the charts.
It's Bob Malone.
What did I say?
Me and Bob Malone.
That's what I said. Yeah. I thought I said that. Anyway, but they were so great. I asked if I could cover the song. They were so thrilled, and I said, "Look, I not only want to cover it, but I want to." My musical director had a stroke, and so it slowed us down in terms of writing charts. So I started to try and get in contact with arrangers of arrangements I love.
I knew you got in touch with Johnny.
Yeah. So I contacted Johnny, and he put me in touch with Bob, and I said, look, I want to cover the song, and I want to do your arrangement. Can I get the arrangement from you? There you go. And for $50, they sold me the arrangement. They were so.
Just a little eggnog and holly. Holiday for two.
Russ Lorenson from his album In the Holiday Spirit. I heard that song when you sent me Russ sent me the
rough mixes.
Early mixes. And I thought, I know that song. Why do I know that song so well? And then it dawned on me it was Johnny Blue's Holiday. You know, Johnny wanted to do a song that was politically correct. And he did A Holiday for Two, and then finally said, "Oh, heck with it. Heck with political correctness." And he's done the Hanukkah song.
Yeah.
With 2 mixed reviews. It's a great song.
It is.
Getting it played.
Well, right. I mean, you know, like I'm really, really fortunate. Like I said, we've gotten a lot of airplay for this album. And it's tough for indie artists to get airplay. We all know that, especially on terrestrial radio. Right now, I know of only 2 terrestrial stations that play us.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm on about 25 internet stations because there
are other radio stations?
There are other radio stations, yes, who play Christmas all year round. And so
that would really piss off our
I know. I thought about Walt Kendall when you guys were talking about him this morning.
Dear Walt.
Yeah, Walt, don't tune into those stations. But you know, they do it all year round, and they were thrilled to have something new that sounded old.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, that was classic.
It's funny you say that, because we told early on when we started doing this, we said we had to get old to get young.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, sound-wise, aesthetically, the younger the audience, the younger the appeal. And, I mean, the stations that mix in the Anne Marie and the Kenny Rogers, they have...
What does this mean? Listen, there's nothing wrong with Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers is fabulous. Love the way he sings. Love everything he does. So don't put him down.
Like I said, yeah.
Okay? Okay, I'm just saying there's room for everybody.
There's a game show host here in town who I didn't recognize his wife at a party, and somebody I've known for years.
And who could that be?
And Russ made the same. The game show host stood behind his wife.
Oh, no, his own wife?
Yeah.
And what
did Joan Rivers used to say? I can't remember who she was talking about with the facelift. She goes, yeah, they just lift up her hair in the back and tighten the knot.
God bless you, Joan. We miss you.
We miss you. Oh.
I wish I could do what you did. I just don't have the money. Believe me, I'd be first in line.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
You
Are
a
you
face
kidding
on television
me?
And criticize people for how they dress?
No, I would be getting the face done and forget the wrinkles
you don't
and
need
the
your
whole
face
thing.
done. You know what this means? It means you earned it.
That's true.
This
I
means
did
you
earn
earned
it.
it.
I've
And
been
you
here
have
for
laugh
6
lines.
years.
You don't have
You're
sad
damn right.
lines.
That's how I look at it.
That's
right?
exactly
but
right.
unfortunately, the world does not.
Steve March
That's why
Torme.
I'm the president.
Steve March
Torme. What about Steve? I love him.
Ask me how many people say I look like Kenny Rogers.
Nobody. He does not look like Kenny Rogers.
No, Richard Branson.
I get that.
Show.
I get that. It's martiniinthemorning.com. Russ Lorenson.
And I just, for all the Martini in the Morning listeners out there and supporters like me who share the Martini, like I'm not just an artist. I'm a supporter.
That's right.
But in the liner notes of this CD is a shout out. I was chatting with Lala from London via Twitter the other day, and just saying, I wanted to send her a CD. I said, give me your address, I'll send you a CD. And she was so lovely. She said, no, I support artists and I buy them. So I'm not going to take it. But there is a dedication in here to Brad and all the army of unintentional volunteers at Martini in the Morning, because this is why I told you on the phone, I made this album so that it would get airplay on Martini in the Morning. I figured if this audience liked it, we did exactly what I wanted to do.
Wow, that's fabulous.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay, well, and we appreciate that, because you are a very big supporter of Martini in the Morning, and you've been a supporter for many, many years, and we
it's because what you guys do is so important, and I know it's hard. It's so hard when you got to pay the rent or you got to pay the Comcast bill or whatever. I get it.
I know, but we keep the
it's-
music alive. and
You
that's
do keep the
important.
music alive. That's the point.
Absolutely.
And
the
you're
point.
not
I
you're not a
understand that.
jukebox. You're not just somebody
Mother
that
Miriam is
throws.
drunk.
Right. No, I'm not drunk. I'm telling you, that's why we're here, because
Yep.
this music has to be out there forever.
You know,
it's too fabulous. I mean,
this is a good example.
I'm still talking. Just a second.
I'm trying to interrupt.
Okay, go on. I'll give you my place. Go ahead.
One of our listeners, Peter Lang in Madison, Wisconsin, sent me a note while I was in Boise via Facebook from Neil McCoy's daughter. And I've known Neil since the late 80s. He's a great singer. He was kind of a country singer. And
That's why I know his name.
they were debating. In fact, there was a debate whether Neil McCoy should be whether he was really a country singer. And suddenly, here's this album produced by Steve Tyrell called by Neil
Look
McCoy.
at that cover. That's gorgeous.
It's You Don't Know Me. Neil, I've known since, like I said, since the 80s. And it's like your career has come full circle. When we play songs by Clay Aikens, who started out as a country singer, Vince Gill, who's still a country singer.
Wait, Clay Aiken. No, he was in American Idol.
American Idol,
Yeah.
but singing country.
Yeah.
Singing country, and the point is that music is music. Good music is good music, and Russ, to your credit, Russ has. I mean, your traveling album.
I know. You love my Rhode Island song.
I love that. This guy has made a career out of running call centers.
Yep. I'm doing it now. That's why I was in Manila.
But Russ, like so many artists who do this music, have a passion for the lyric, for the melody, and that's what we're here for. To give a place for an artist like Russ or Neil McCoy or the Count Basie Orchestra, you name it, to a place where your art can be exposed and where you can do a little commerce. So let's do a little commerce.
Let's do a little commerce.
Go buy
the CD. That's my message.
Yeah.
Where do we buy your album?
You know, as I like to say, anywhere fine music is sold. You could get it on iTunes if you want it digitally. You can get it on Amazon if you want it there. You can buy it from russlorenson.com, and I will autograph it for you.
And it's a really nice cover.
Isn't it nice?
It's very, very nice. It's beautiful, as a matter of fact.
Russ
And
only
again, I
takes off
say-
his beard.
Like I
what?
always say,
Only take off your beard.
Right.
like I always say, there's nothing like having it in your hand and looking at the cover and reading all the liner notes. It's one thing when you just download it and you just
Right.
hear a song, but this is fabulous.
Where do
and
you
this
make
is
the
what you
most
should
money?
do. Have the CD.
If they buy it directly. Because I own those, and I get them at a.
You own the
certain rate.
masters.
Well, I own the masters, so I have a label, LML Music. You know Lee Lessick. Lee has done all 3 of my albums. He is an amazing guy, so either through his LMLmusic.com, if you can go to the label and buy them there, or you buy them from me. That's the most money we get, but I really don't. I don't want to say I don't care about that, but
we care.
I want to get it out there so that people can hear it.
Right.
And
keep it as a safe, as one of these CDs that you pull out at every Christmas.
Oh, wow. Therese, are you out there? He's playing our song.
MartiniInTheMorning.com his new album is called Russ Lorenson's new album is called In the Holiday Spirit.
Yeah, you see on the cover, I'm drinking a Christmas in San Francisco.
Who is that on Snow with You?
Therese Gineco, great performer out of New York.
New York.
Uh-huh. And
Therese.
Alexandra Caprillion, who also now lives in New York. She's an actress, a great friend of mine. She, Therese, and the other fellow on that song, Christopher McDowell, were all my guests at the very first Christmas in San Francisco show we did 10 years ago. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
And we basically went from the studio and did a show, and that started this whole tradition.
That's one of those songs when they say you're brave.
Yeah.
Because it's a famous Rosemary Clooney song that we all know.
And
from
Bing Crosby.
White Christmas?
Yeah, it's from the movie White
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah. And Mother Miriam was there on the set when they made that. When they opened opened the barn doors and
I opened them. I was the one they hired.
You were the Jew to open the doors?
Yeah, I was the Jew that opened the doors. Here you go. Okay. I was a mere child then, maybe 5.
Well, let's see. Based on the math you gave me earlier.
Right. Okay. Go on. More wisdom from Brad Martini Chambers. Come on, let me hear. Come on. I am not drunk. I'm just in reality. I'm listening to you. You have a lot to make up for. Being in Potato Land has ruined your brain. Come on. All right. Come on. No, I'm kidding.
You see what I have.
We love everyone in Potato Land. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, go on, Brad. Speak.
So, Russ Lorenson on MartiniInTheMorning.com. You had 2 songs in the top 100 this year. Now you've had another album. 10 years ago? First?
Yeah, the first. We did the first 2 albums like 6 months apart, 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. We literally went into the we recorded the traveling album. We had the CD release show, and the next morning we went into the studio to do the first Christmas album. Like, it was kind of crazy that year.
And then we just really discovered the Christmas album 2 years ago.
Yeah,
probably. And we started playing it, and our listeners started voting, and the rest, as they say,
with no help from my social media people.
You are a hell of a social media person, I'll tell you.
I'm a social media whore. I texted that to Brad.
If that's what it takes.
But you know what? Every one of them says Martini in the Morning on them. So there you go.
I'll take it.
You have to do that today. It's true.
If you had every artist has a favorite song. They all say.
We all say we don't.
They all say they don't, and it's like parents. We have 5 kids. We say our 5 kids, we can't pick a favorite.
Oh, that's a lie.
Not in front of them.
We know that. That's right. But go on, more
Who's
BS.
Your favorite?
Right.
Who's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
You have 2 kids. Who's your favorite?
Greg.
Really? Because he's most like you.
He's the only one that talks to me.
Can you blame him?
Right.
Can you blame Stephanie?
All right.
Now have Al rerun the recording from last Mother's Day period, and Stephanie was the favorite at that moment.
That's
so I'm just saying.
Here you go. Okay.
See, I am a listener.
Yes.
It depends. Yeah, it depends
on what day it is. All right.
So you're asking what's my favorite?
What's your favorite?
I will say on this new album, my favorite has become "You're All I Want for Christmas," and for a main reason, I love the song. It's always been done as this really dirgy kind of ballad. Bing Crosby, Al Martini. A lot of people did it as a ballad, and I loved the song. I hated it as a ballad. So I asked, I hated it. So I asked Kelly, my musical director, to write an up arrangement, and he did it, and it actually got on the nominating ballot for the Grammy for arrangement. We'll find out on Monday if it actually passed through the other 300.
It's a brutal
beautiful
song.
But it's a great arrangement, and when I heard it, I could tell he wrote it for me. Like it just suited my voice and my personality, and we had so much fun recording it.
Russ Lorenson on Martini in the Morning.
I want for Christmas.
Miriam, what do you think?
It's fabulous.
That's not what you said a minute ago.
We can't repeat what she said a minute ago.
You said you.
Now I'm used to hearing this song very slow. It's the first time I've heard it upbeat. This is a very depressing song.
What do you tell them?
She's Jewish. They like that.
It's a very depressing song, which I really love this song. I'm not used to hearing it upbeat.
You don't like being happy?
Well, there are certain songs that, to me, shouldn't be happy. They should be depressing.
There's a funny set of lines from the play Torch Song Trilogy. It's in the movie too, right? So the Gentile comes to they're sitting Shiva, and the Gentile's there, and he says, "Why are all the mirrors covered?" Right. And the Jew says, "So we don't see the pain in our faces." He goes, "Why are we sitting on boxes?" "So there's pain in our faces."
It's true.
That's why
there's certain things that I don't.
In for pain.
Certain things I don't believe in, But that's
you believe in.
I don't believe in
Santa
the
Friedman
Shiva thing. Yeah, Santa Friedman.
You sit Shiva when you kill a cockroach.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different story.
Well, Herman.
Yeah, Herman. But no, I it's just me in my head.
How was your turkey, by the way?
My turkey was fabulous.
Mine too.
I think the smaller the turkey, the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally I'll make
So
like a
size
20.
does matter.
Oh, yes.
And the little guys win.
Yeah. Usually
Just
I'll
say.
make a 20-pound or something. I had like a 12-pound turkey. There was nothing left.
Yeah.
But it was really fabulous.
Do you brine it?
No.
Who came over?
Wait a minute. Do I brine it?
Who speaks to you?
Wait, I'm
from your
talking
family?
here. I based it. I based it with a beer this year.
Okay.
I did it with beer. Yeah, it really was really good.
I brine it the night before.
When you say brine it, what do you mean?
You put it in a big pot of liquid that's it's salt and sugar and wine and a bunch of stuff.
Marinate it almost.
Yeah, but you soak it in this thing, and then I always cook it in the cooking bag, and I never have to baste it.
Oh, I don't do that.
I've never had a bad
Turn
turkey.
left the bag in.
Really crispy?
Again.
Crispy?
Oh, you mean within the
bag
of stuffing?
Yeah.
No, I mean this is the
fault.
plastic bag that goes around
Does
it.
it come
I
out
reached-
crispy? Does the skin
Yeah.
come out crispy?
I reached in as far as I
Right,
could
Danny?
reach.
Did you
and
make the turkey this year?
I reached in for the bag, and I found
You mean
a
you went up
bag.
to Tuckus to bring the stuff
Oh,
down?
that bag of the giblets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank God you remembered to do that before you put it in the oven.
We there's still a bag up there.
You left a bag in there while you cook. That's disgusting. My sister did that one. She didn't know. My poor Ruthie, may she rest in peace. She cooked the dinner. She was never a cook. And she cooked this turkey.
Look who's talking.
What do you mean, look who's talking? You know that I am a fabulous cook. You know that. Why don't you admit that to the world? Or you'd never be eating. Anyway, she did. She, poor thing, she didn't know. And I would say to her, Ruthie, where are the giblets? What are the giblets? The giblets are what you stuck up the tuckus.
The dog food. That's what
Yes.
I cook them for the dog, except for the gizzard. I eat the gizzard.
You're not a cat. You're not
I
a
put
cat.
it in the
figure.
gravy.
Wait. You do a song about cats?
Yes,
do.
you did.
And you're a
do
dog
it.
person?
I'm a dog person. I don't have
You don't
I
have to
haven't
be.
found a dog song. Seriously, that jingle's a Christmas cat. Last November, I was at Feinstein's to see Freddie Cole.
He's dead. Freddie Cole dead?
No, I just saw him. He's not dead yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not dead yet. We went to see Freddie, and it was late November, and he said, well, I guess I should do a Christmas song, and he did that number, and I fell in love with it, and I talked to him after,
It's a
and
cute
said,
number for all our cat people.
yeah.
I told when Steve March Torme was here, I told Steve our favorite Christmas story, that we were doing a show at Universal Amphitheater and Natalie Cole's playing. And I went down to Natalie's dressing room and I asked her, I already knew the answer because I saw the set list. I said, are you doing the Christmas song? She said, no. And this is like December 7th. And I said, Daisy Torme is introducing you. Her dad wrote a Christmas song. Would you consider
That your dad sang.
Would you consider doing? She said, Daisy's introducing me. I said, yeah. She said she called her musical director and she said, add the Christmas song. And they had a video to go with it, which was Daisy and her dad on the Judy Garland show.
Oh,
and Nat King Cole came on the show and did the song. And but Mel wrote the song.
Yeah.
Sometimes those moments, like your moment with Freddie Cole,
Yeah.
bring about a great song that is very timely and very. When my family at Christmas time, when we brought out the Dean Martin album, there are certain songs that there are certain songs like Winter Romance that you think, okay, that's a pretty song. There are certain songs that make you laugh. When you listen to the Dean Martin album, when you put this album together, I'm sure you were going for, I've listened to the album enough that I know you were going for both sentiments. You're going for the heartfelt, and you're going for the laugh too.
Right.
Which song? Which Dean Martin song makes you laugh?
Oh my gosh! The ones that really make me laugh are those live versions that you play.
Yeah.
I can't remember the one.
Drink to me only. No.
I want to say Bourbon from Heaven.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he says, how long have I been on? That one always makes me laugh.
With lyrics by Semi Khan.
Yeah.
everybody thinks Dean Martin
off the cuff,
but Sammy Kahn wrote, and he was like on his deathbed. He said, "I don't want my friends to know I've messed with their songs." You made it a point to include some Dean Martin songs in this album. Yep. And from Russ Lorenson's album, which you could buy at russlorenson.com or
LML Music or iTunes or Amazon or.
The album is called.
I'll be out here on Ventura right after this interview.
The corner. Hey, sailor. Yeah.
No, you're the one that says, "Hey, sailor."
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
Well. Any port in the storm. It's Russ Lorenson on MartiniInTheMorning.com.
Christmas blue.
MartiniInTheMorning.com. Okay, laugh is a strong word. More like Mother Miriam's being sad at Christmas.
Not sad at Christmas. I never said I was sad at Christmas.
You wanted him to do that song and said dirge.
It's not sad. There's certain songs that you're used to, and it's just nostalgic.
Are you having trouble with your microphone?
No, I'm having trouble with you.
Well, that's nothing new.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as I was saying, there's certain songs that are nostalgic. That's one of the songs that are nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's okay. Everybody has their own thing,
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, and there are like the one that we did on the album that was originally the Bing Crosby and David Bowie.
I was never a Bing Crosby fan, so let's go for a different person. Yeah. Who recorded that song?
No. I mean, the one that we did on the album, the duet where I duetted with myself, but we did almost the exact arrangement.
There's a great story. Years ago, we did a show with Lorna Luft and Bing Crosby's grandson, I think.
Grandson?
Philip. I think, and we did. We had Dina, and we had. You having trouble?
It's time for another pill.
Or another cocktail.
Anyway, we had done the show, and a guy who had worked on the Bing Crosby Christmas special years earlier called him with the story. Bing Crosby did not like David Bowie.
Oh yeah, and David Bowie hated Little Drummer Boy. And
it happened that somebody who was supposed to be on a TV show didn't show up or called in, and David Bowie, according to this guy, they were producing the show, and they were a star short of a Christmas special, and this has happened in New York, and David Bowie was shooting another show, and they said, David Bowie's in the building, let's see if he'll do Little Drummer.
That's not how I heard the story. But this is an interesting. There's 3 versions of the story. I have not heard this.
And this guy told us the story that they went and they asked David Bowie if he would do a duet with Bing Crosby, and he said, "Well, ask Bing first, because Bing's not a fan of my music," which was very true. And so anyway, they went to Bing Crosby and they said, David Bowie's in the building. We've got a problem. Blah blah blah. They ended up doing the song, and the two became famous friends.
It's hard to believe. So the way that I've heard the story is that they had arranged it because the whole special takes place in England, and so it's hard. Maybe they just needed another English star. But when they did it, Bowie said yes, but he hated Little Drummer Boy, and Bing didn't really care for Bowie. So they actually wrote, in about a 2-hour span, the Descant song "Peace on Earth" that goes with it, so that Bowie would have something else to sing. Bing would sing "Little Drummer Boy," and he was dead. Bing was dead a month later. It was the last thing he did, and he was on a golf course a month later in Spain. Yeah,
in Madrid. Yeah, outside
maybe
of Madrid.
Bowie did something to him.
Russ Lorenson from the album Holiday in the Holiday.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Russ.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.